For better or for worse. Okay.
Hey, good morning, Jude.
Hi.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mondays with Moss, Judy and Moss.
Hello.
Today is President's Day. So actually, we're not going to do a program today of instruction and maybe demonstration, but we have we're doing an upgrade. See, it's almost spring, all right? I don't know about you, Jude, but I find when the days get longer, like sunnier, I become a little more optimistic.
Do you? Yes.
You know, and I've been thinking about the program we've been doing, the 10 successful habits of successful couples.
Yeah.
You know, the habits of successful couples.
Yes.
And we've been, as I said this a long time ago when we started, maybe 2-3 months ago, there are 2 buckets that are involved. One is, how do you, as a partner, as a spouse, as a friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, parent, handle upsets and disappointments? You have to have certain skills to do that. Otherwise, you create havoc. People's feelings get hurt. Misunderstandings arise. And a lot of our work is about helping people recognize they're in a bad bucket. They got their foot in a bad bucket. When we get their foot out of the bad bucket and into the good bucket.
Bad bucket, huh?
So the bad bucket is when you're stuck in misunderstandings, broken expectations, and you blame someone else. And like we discovered about 6, I think, behaviors that really screw people up. This is from the work of Brett Atkinson.
Don't do these things.
Do not do these
not
things.
do these things.
So we're just going to go over them very quickly.
Okay.
Not going to explain them.
All right.
Okay, you want to do the first one?
Because we've already done them,
Yeah.
right?
Stop.
Okay. So, if at all possible, don't judge. And if you're judging, stop judging.
Okay. Stand your ground without putting the other person down. We tend to, when we take our position, we think we're right, and we put the other person down. You're wrong. Let me tell you why. Okay? Don't do that.
Okay. Seek first to understand before anything else.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Seek
Because
first.
most of us, I have a number of couples who just, as soon as they come in the office, they're launching, let me tell you how it really is.
Well, I think, it's often people think they know already.
Right.
And so it doesn't even occur to them that maybe there's something for them to learn. And that's where the seek first to understand comes in.
It's really a bad habit.
Better assume you don't know.
Because you end up looking like a jerk. You look and the person says, what am I doing with you? You're such a jerk. You take no understanding, no time. Not that you ever feel that way towards me. Okay. I like this one.
Which one?
Give equal regard. Not equal time, but make sure you're spending enough time listening so you can understand.
Okay. So regard, would that be the equivalent of respect?
Yeah, I like that, respect.
Okay, good.
And then sometimes in the middle of an argument or an upset, it really, really helps to say, time out. I know we're having a hard time right now, but I want you to know I care about you. We will move through this and figure out what to do. It's called giving assurance.
Okay.
And this one we did last week?
Okay. That's identify and explain what's at stake. So being able to say, this is important because...
Yeah, exactly.
I want to understand so that.
Yeah.
Right?
Like we talked last week or the week before about, it'd be good to teach people the nature of an upset, particularly using the model of the iceberg. Because at the tip of the iceberg is the complaint. In the middle of the iceberg is the upset, the frustration, disappointment, anger. But underneath, and the biggest part of the iceberg, is an unmet need, desire, or wish. And that's what, if you can get to that, you can cut through a lot of wasted time.
Okay.
Oh, okay. And so that takes us through the 6 things, behaviors, that are involved in the bucket called managing an upset or a disappointment. But now, because spring is coming, maybe, we're shifting to building the emotional bond, feeling really connected, things that make us feel good. Can you feel the dopamine? Can't you feel the surge? Don't you feel good now?
Well, I look out the window and it's sunny, so yes.
Yeah, good.
Right?
Yeah. So next week, what we're going to do is talk about the first one. There are 4. The one we're going to talk about next week is curiosity about your partner's world.
Okay.
Like, be curious. sweetie, there's so many times I say to my clients, I'm curious about that. Tell me more about that. Teacher, I'm curious about how your day was. You
How
notice?
my day was?
Yeah. Don't you notice when you come home often I say to you, I'm curious, how was your day?
Yeah.
You didn't notice, did you?
No, you usually ask me how my day was.
Right. Do you think,
And I ask you how your day was.
yeah. So that's, you want to be curious.
Right.
Because one way of building an emotional bond to show interest, that the person, you haven't seen the person for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours. Maybe you want to not see them for another 20 hours. But if you want to build an emotional bond, you have Margaret. Margaret's the one who got us connected to the
Margaret.
beach house.
That's right.
Thanks, Margaret. Good to see you, babes. Here, look at your names. Anyway,
Yeah.
so we're going to look at 7, 8, 9, 10. This one, a curiosity. So, for example, we were playing with this a little earlier. For example, do you guys know, like Margaret, whoever, do you know what your partner looks forward to? Is looking forward to this coming week? What is your partner looking forward to? How about this one?
Right. Okay.
Do you know?
Do I know what you've done that you feel good about? Is that what you're talking about?
Right,
Yeah.
right. So what has my partner done that he or she is most proud of?
Right.
Because
I
look,
guess the only way to find out is to talk with you about
you
it.
got to talk and find out, hey, my Moss, what did you love about today? What did you love about your week today? Is there anything that you did you want to be acknowledged for? I don't think people talk this way.
I'm sure they don't.
They don't. I don't talk this way.
No, you
I
don't.
I gotta crank it up and say, okay,
We all do.
yeah, we gotta do.
You know.
Okay.
Right. You get into the flow of life and you're busy and you're not thinking
Yeah.
about
Right,
putting in some extra steps
right.
so that because you don't know and you're not assuming, you want to find out what's going on
Yeah.
with my partner,
Right.
with my person.
Now, this is a hard one because when your partner has a frown or looks disappointed,
Yes.
we often assume, oh my God, what did I do? She's upset with me. He's upset with me. But a really good question to build the emotional bond and to be curious is to ask yourself, what has my partner been most disappointed about lately?
Oh.
Now, if I don't know, I might say to you, Judy, I'm wondering, you kind of have a frown on your face. Is there anything you've been particularly disappointed about lately? And then you would probably tell me. Okay. Likewise, I did.
Most likely I would,
Yeah.
yes.
So that's a way, again, everybody, of building the emotional bond, which is increasing the connection between you and your partner. How about this one?
Yeah. Oh, you want me to read it? Okay. So, if I asked you, has anybody complimented you this week or today? Something that they said that you did that they appreciated?
I'm so glad you asked that.
Ah,
I have got a compliment.
have you?
I got a really nice compliment by a client
Yeah.
who was so happy with our work, he treated us to dinner.
Uh-huh.
They brought us a nice dinner
Yeah.
at the
So
Four
that was a big
Seasons.
compliment.
But I screwed up. We went to the wrong place. We went to the Ritz-Carlton.
We did.
But it was still a good gesture. Yeah, it was a compliment. Okay, here's another one.
Yeah.
If your partner could follow his heart right now and do one thing he otherwise would not do, what would it be? These are interesting questions. Maybe not to you, but they're interesting to your partner. Your partner wants to be seen. They want to be heard. They want to be valued. And the way we do that is to show curiosity.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk more about that probably next Sunday, I think, because unless we're not busy on Monday. So even though this program is called Mondays with Moss, it's becoming to a large extent Mondays with Moss and Judy, and not infrequently it's Sundays with Moss and Judy. But in any case, we like to stay in touch with you, give you some insights into building relationships at work. And we gave you 6 ways in which you're putting your foot in the wrong bucket. If you want to learn more about those, go on YouTube and just type in Mondays with Moss. I have a YouTube channel, okay? Until next week, hope you stay curious. We're curious about you. Stay curious and ask your question. Think about your partner.
Stay curious about each other.
About each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not about yourself. I don't want to get into that. Anyway, stay curious, folks. So good to see you.
Have a great week.
Thanks for tuning in. Have a good holiday if you have the time off. Okay. Bye bye.